All right, did you like the story Wimberly the Worried? Give me a thumbs up if you did. Good. Christina, can you tell me what character trait Wimberly the Worried had?
Worryfulness.
Yes, she was very worried. She worried about everything.
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to talk about something different. We're going to talk about the setting of a story. The setting of a story is where and when it takes place. Can you think of some stories that we've read?
Frog and Toad.
Frog and Toad, good, Will. Can you tell me where that takes place?
Toad's house.
At Toad's house, okay. Which story are you thinking of in particular?
The cookie story.
The cookie story, that was a good one, yeah, we have that one. I'm going to ask you to do a practice run on that one later. But first what I want to do is start off by filling out the setting from another story that we read, Chrysanthemum. Do you remember some Chrysanthemum?
It was about this mouse and and she liked her name, but then when she went to school, everyone made fun of her for her name because it was too long. And then the music teacher told her that she had a good name. And yeah.
So wow, Christina, you've helped us out a lot because we're going to do the settings for that story. You did a great retell. Good job. So why don't we start over here? I'm going to use my setting map to help me out. This way I can put each one of the settings in, and I can also put the vocabulary word or the place where the setting is. So I'm going to start, because I always start by writing my name. So and then the title of that story is Chrysanthemum.
Wait, should we be writing this?
No, it's okay. We're practicing this one. All right? So, next, I'm going to go with your retell again. You said the first place was where? Where's the first setting in the story?
House.
At her home. So I'm going to write home. And if I don't know how to spell home, I have it right here. The first place was her home. Okay? So it was during what time of day do you think it was, Christina?
I don't know.
The morning, maybe?
I guess.
Maybe the morning. I'm going to write the morning.
Well, it was kind of like it took place over a course of many days at her house.
It did? Okay. All right, so I'm just going to write the morning, because that's usually before someone goes to school. So we'll start there. So then, what was the second place? What was the second?
School.
School. Okay. So I'm going to write school. And that would be during the daytime, because that's when we go to school, right?
Yeah.
During the day. And then the third place. Where was the third place, Christine?
The music room.
The music room. And that was during the day, too. So I filled in 3 spots: home, school, and the music room. I'm going to draw a picture to go with each one so I can do my setting. So I'm going to try and draw a picture of my house here. Because that's the first one. That's my house, and that's what you could draw.
It's a nice house you have, Miss Spearhouse.
Thank you. Next, I'm going to draw a picture of the school. Now, the school's going to be a lot harder for me because that's a big building. But I'm going to try my best because you always try your best. The school has a lot of windows. And I know this because I can go back in the story and look at pictures to help me. Always use pictures. They're very good clues. So I'll put the flag out there, and then maybe some swings in the back. Okay. And then the third place was the music room. I'm not going to draw a music room because that would take me a really long time, but I'm just going to give you the idea. I'm just going to do a couple of musical notes. Meaning the music room. Okay. Are there any questions on what I did? No? Okay. So who can tell me again what the setting is in a story?
Where Where it takes place.
Where and when it takes place. Good job. What I want you to do is practice with a partner. So if Christina and Will would practice together with the story Frog and Toad. So the first thing you're going to do is discuss the story with your partner just like I did. We did a retell where you told me exactly what happened, where and when. Then the next thing you're going to do is use vocabulary words. And I have some up here that you might need for that story. You can look and see. Then you're going to draw pictures to match. Okay, why don't you work on that now? Are there any questions? If you have any questions or you don't know what to do, you can always look at the directions. First, discuss the story. Second, identify the vocabulary for the setting. Third, draw pictures to go with it. Okay, why don't you do that now? You guys did an amazing job. I just wanted to show you what Will and Christina worked on. They did a great job. They found both of the settings from the Toad and Frog story. The first setting is the house, and second is in the kitchen with the cookies. And they did a great job using the words from the vocabulary and placing them to the pictures. So, now that you've done such an amazing job on that, what I'd like you to do is work with your group to do something more challenging. Now, the first thing I have to remember is the story of Wimberly Worried. So I might have to go back to the book and look at pictures to help me remember the settings. And you'll have a book at your table in your group so you can go back and check. Okay. So the first thing I'm always going to do is write my name on my setting story map, and then I'm going to go over the directions. Will, do you remember what we did? Can you tell us?
Read the directions.
First, we went over the setting in our groups, so we talked about it. Next, okay, number 2, we filled in the words for the vocabulary. Then we draw pictures to fill in what each picture for the vocabulary is. So, I'm going to give you your story maps, and you will be able to do your setting on them in a group. Are there any questions? Can you tell me what we're going to do? Will, first.
We're going to discuss the story setting in our groups.
Good. Next.
And then we're going to identify the setting for each box using vocabulary words.
Very good. And third.
We're going to draw illustrations.
Very good. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Now that you've completed your story setting maps, let's check to see if we've met our objectives for today. Our content objectives. Students will be able to identify the setting in a story. Give me a thumbs up if you think you can do that now. Good job. All right. Language objective. Students will use setting vocabulary and orally discuss setting within their groups. Did we do that?
Yeah.
Good. You will be able to write the setting for Wimberly Worried on your maps. Were you able to do that?
Of course.
Very good. All right. That's it for today. Thank you.
You're welcome.